What is up, guys? Back home. It is Sunday. Sitting here doing some editing up on the computer, trying to get you guys some cool footage to share the Route 29 100-mile yard sale with you. Hope everybody enjoys. If you do, please hit that subscribe button. I see it trickling up ever so slowly, but you know what? It's been a lot of fun, and I hope folks are enjoying the content. If you do, please hit the thumbs up and comment below. Both of those help the channel, helps me, helps the videos get out there, helps others to see that you enjoyed it, or that you commented or whatever. If you got a question, anything like that, hit it below and let me know. I'm not the best at editing, so this is a new experience to me, but I get to learn things, have fun. Hopefully you guys enjoy. I kind of did voiceovers, and we'll get into a recap after I get through, but it's going to be several parts because I did try to record as much as I could. I think we hit a total of like 90 sales across Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. I didn't record all of them, but I did do as much as I possibly could. And I'm also want to show you guys, we didn't buy at every sale. Not every sale was good. That way you can see kind of the goods and the bads and everything that comes along with doing a yard sale or a 100-mile type sale like this. So again, hope you enjoy. Comment below and subscribe if you haven't. But that's all I got for you guys right now. Talk to you again soon. Good early morning, everybody. It is Thursday, and May the 4th be with you. You can see right here, it is not 2:49. Our clock is wrong. But it is 3:49 a.m. and we are up and at it, groggy, but we have about a 3-hour trip ahead of us. The Route 29 100-mile yard sale starts today, so we are going to adventure down to the Lynchburg, Virginia area. Yes, many of you may have already heard of that. That is the locale, the vicinity, the area, the turf of the great one, the Commonwealth Picker. And we are going to invade his turf and hopefully find lots of good trinkets. But it is early, and therefore we must travel. What's up, everybody? Just checking in. We have arrived to the first sale of the weekend. It is 6:52 in the morning on a Thursday. So we're at a little church here. It opens at 7, it says, so we're gonna go in, check out, see what they got. There's several places we've seen along 29 that we're setting up. We have a little paper list of people that said they were doing Thursdays, so we're gonna see how it is. I think by the end of the day we both may be exhausted, because getting up at 3:30 to drive 3 hours to go yard sailing is probably gonna be pretty rough, but we'll see how it goes. Maybe if we find stuff, it'll wake us up a little bit. So anything you want to say?
No, I'm gonna go shop.
Okay, she just wants to go shop. All right, that's all we got. Gonna head inside and see if they're open, and we'll check in with you guys in a bit. All right, I'm gonna be recording this as I watch along and try to do a voiceover. So right here, coming into the church sale, you can see there is a row here. They kind of had it sorted out. I picked this bird up. I thought it was Homeco, but it wasn't. We have sold a Homeco bird before. They do pretty well, so I put that back. I did see those little 25-cent trinket little figurines there. Nothing that caught my eye. No markings on them. So I'm just kind of looking around, trying to evaluate the area. I was also trying to see which direction the wife went because I didn't know where she went. I spot the electronics table here. See me kind of looking around. Pick these Garmin's up, $7 each. They're not worth it. They also did not have the cords. But I picked them up, looked at them. They caught my eye. I like, looking at electronics. Normally, if I was back home, I probably would have bought those cordless phones. Those actually do pretty well sometimes. But being quite a bit distance away from home, I decided to leave those. This sale honestly had a lot of good stuff. But again, we were trying to conserve space. It was Thursday early in the morning before 7 a.m. at this moment. And we had a long time left to go. So couldn't just buy everything, but there was some good stuff here. Here you got some kitchenware, some kitchen appliances and stuff. Some of this stuff is good, especially if you part it out. Um, there's some glass. I just kind of come down and look and see them if anything catches my eye. Um, I believe I picked those little cups up that were in the boxes, but they weren't anything of note. Over here, you got some more just random miscellaneous stuff, how home goods basically. I looked in that bag to see if there was possibly a camera or something in it. Coming down further, you're getting into some decorative stuff, and then a little bit of toys sitting there on the edge of the table. Walk over to the corner, look at the toys over here in this corner, see if there was anything that caught my eye. Then over here, these two dinosaurs. Again, this is where hitting the sale first and in the back of my mind, wanting to be conservative with space. Um, these were $1 a piece, and they probably would have been good buys. The only issue was this one here specifically had some pretty good wear to it, so I don't know how well it would have done or how, like, if it would have sold or how quickly. But it was a Jurassic Park Tyrannosaurus Rex. Had some value to it. But again, we did leave these because this, I can't stress this enough. Being the first sale and knowing we had a long weekend ahead and limited space, decisions throughout the first couple of days, especially Thursday and Friday, were heavily based on it's a long weekend and we got to conserve space. So keep that in mind. If we were back home or at least locally in our area, we probably would have bought things much differently. I'm gonna go up here now and we're gonna check out the clothes, and I'm gonna later on I'll touch on it. But you see right off the bat there's a Columbia PFG shirt. I would normally buy those all day. Columbia, especially the PFG, the fishing stuff, does very well. You can see here, I left this full clip in. You can see I browsed through good name brand stuff on most of this. This is an interesting piece of Donald Trump with tags. I think it's like the executive or presidential collection or something like that. But it still had the tags. That piece caught my eye. I did look it up, but it, again, conserving space, I didn't want to like load up too much. So anyway, flip through. There was a lot of nice clothes there. Stuff that, normally I would have picked up. Kind of checking out t-shirt there on the shelf or on the rack. Lots of polos on this rack. You'll see there's other clothes as well. I joked with the wife. I don't think we went to a sale this weekend that did not have Chaps Ralph Lauren. I know Polo is the Ralph Lauren brand of choice, but that man must have made a fortune off of Chaps because it looked like everybody had Chaps Ralph Lauren. Just continue looking through here, see if anything catches my eye, anything older. I was really, kind of looking for anything sport related, vintage wise, that sort of stuff. Um, Here in a minute, you'll see an item that caught my eye, and if it was in better shape, it would have been a no questions, no thoughts needed purchase. But due to the condition, I did leave it behind. And if you guys like this, please comment below. Let me know. Do you like the voiceovers? I've never done this before, so I hope it turns out well. Here's the jacket I was talking about. So this was a nice vintage New York Giants jacket. But it had, if you see there on the sleeves, that red, white, and blue section, it's leather. And I'm going to actually pick this up, and you'll see when I turn it. You should be able to see it. There's a little bit of dirt there, but that wasn't what bothered me. Right over here on the sleeve, I think you can pick it up a little bit. Yeah, right there. So the leather was kind of messed up, and that kind of turned me off on buying it. The North Face jacket as well, I did take a strong look at it, but it had a lot of like staining and stuff. And again, early in the day, if it was later in the day and situations were different, or later in the weekend, situations were different, those were items I probably would have grabbed even if they sold below, like, top end market or whatever. I do think those were items that had some value based off of what they were selling for. So I think jackets were $3 a piece if I remember correctly. So there was room there, even with a little bit of damage, to make some profit. Here's I'm checking out the North Face, and I don't know how well it catches on the camera. The lighting in there wasn't the greatest. It was early morning, but it did have some stains and stuff. So I go over here, see what else is, and I walk just by those bins that were sitting on the floor. So I like t-shirts, but it's funny. I walked past them. I walk back again. You see here, start looking at the jeans, and I don't even pay attention. Those bins were sitting there, open, um, and I didn't even pay attention. I can't believe it. But I do finally see them, and we'll get to those in a second. There was no jeans that that really caught my eye. So um, now here I almost go down the steps, and then I actually notice it said t-shirts. I bend down. Sorry for the camera footage. But you see, I picked the sign that said 25 cents each. This was like what I was looking for, and I don't know why I just walked right past them. But I did pick up. I think it was like 8 or 9 shirts. This one here, I thought I got better footage of it. It is a really cool single stitch vintage Kawasaki. Really, really cool score there for a quarter. And kind of see it right there. The guy riding the motorcycle, single stitch. There's several single stitch shirts in here. There was Made in USA, Calvin Klein, vintage Tommy Hilfiger. So some pretty good scores in this bin. I sit here and dig through this for a while. Again, I apologize. The footage, first time doing this, and I learned a lesson. Kneeling down, the angle of the camera doesn't pick up where I'm looking, so not the best here kneeling down. But I do try to show them. That's why I'm like holding them up. I thought the camera was seeing it, but it was just angled down too far. So, but some cool shirts in there. Was glad to find those. I did make a mistake though in the clothing, and again, early in the day, the wife finds me up here digging through the clothes. She starts looking through the button-up shirts, and yeah, that's where I made a mistake. We'll get to that in a moment. Dig through. There was a good bit of shirts there. Um, and you can't beat it at a quarter. So, you know, 4 shirts for $1, even if they're $10 a piece, you turn $1 into $40. So, you definitely cannot ever pass up at least looking through clothes when it's a quarter a piece, because you just never know what you're going to find. That's why if you watch the channel regularly, I always talk about the local thrift store here right around the corner from the house, and on Wednesdays how they have a bargain rack, and you know, plus it's 50% off day, and the shirts are literally a quarter. And I have found some really good items in the bargain rack, including a pair of jeans that I will share likely in a future upcoming video when I'm doing my eBay sales. If I get around to recording, I'm so behind now on content, but I just recently sold a vintage pair of Levi's that I found on that quarter rack from the thrift store for $50. So it turned a quarter into $50. So you can never pass up quarter deals on clothes. So, all right, here she has these shirts. I should have bought these. Um, these are called Habit fishing gear. They're probably 15-ish dollars a piece. Some go a little bit higher, but the key is they go on and look at the sales. They sell, like, the sell through rate is insane. They sell constantly, and I, I definitely should have probably picked those up, just because it was going to be an easy, probably $30 there. And, their button up shirts, they would have packed in easily. Um, so yeah, and she finds some other shirts too that were $1 a piece. There were Columbias. And I really, that was the mistake to start off. But again, I emphasize the thought process was a little different, because early in the weekend I knew there was a bunch of sales to go to, and so I was being conservative. I did cut the camera off. I did, again. This is me being a rookie at doing sales content. Um, I cut the camera off. We wound up picking up. She found some cool DVD box sets for some TV series. The T-shirts you see there, I grabbed, and then she had a couple other items. So overall, a decent haul. Mistakes. There were some mistakes made, and I do wish we had picked up some more stuff. But anyway, not bad way to start off the 100-mile yard sale. So I'm just sitting here showing her the shirts I picked up, but I do wish I picked the ones that she had found up. That was my mistake. Good finds on her behalf, bad mistake on mine. So I will take the blame there and apologize to her for not grabbing them. But anyway, that would be it for this sale. And we'll get on to the next one here in a second. The sign says this is the best sale around, so we are going to see. That's a large claim when you're on 100 miles, so we will see what's up. All right, moving into the next two sales here. This was one that was right on the side of 29. It said, as you've seen, the best sale around. So we had high hopes for it. But unfortunately, as you watch through the footage here, you'll see they're unloading from some storage sheds right here on the side of the road. I'm guessing that maybe they set up here quite often. Looked like as you can see, the ground wear and everything. It looks like maybe they had specific places to set up this stuff, and they're regularly set up here. So I did spot these hats. Had high hopes right off the get-go. Second sale, finding vintage hats. To be honest, there was some cool stuff in there, but you'll see by the footage, these were pretty pretty rough shape. And um, that Bailey's hat, it wasn't too bad here that I'm looking at. But I also have to realize that when I'm buying hats and I can get so many at the bins now, it kind of plays into my judgment on what I'll pay for a hat outside. Um, if people are wanting $5 a hat, that's a little bit more to to do, unless it's a really, really, really strong selling hat. Because there's the opportunity of buying in bulk at such a small amount when I go to the bins. It's tough to pay up on the hats, especially when they're in rough condition. So this was a cool hat, Virginia Lottery, corduroy, but as you can see, a lot of rough stains on it. So I dig through a bit and finally decided it just wasn't going to work on these hats. So unfortunately, I got excited when I first seen them, but I put them back, and we move on from those. There was some cool stuff here. One issue, and maybe it's just because they were setting up. There was no pricing on stuff. I don't like going to a sale. I know it happens, but when they're set up like this and there's no prices, it feels like it's going to be more than I want to pay. If it's at someone's house and they didn't price everything, yeah, they're usually pretty negotiable. But when it feels like they're a vendor and they don't price, normally that automatically puts me in the mindset that they're too expensive. This was a little playset that she seen. She thought that we had seen someone sell these before. I did pull my phone out and look them up, and there really wasn't any that had sold except for brand new versions. So I told her we should pass on this. Um, there was a couple cool little die-cast tin type toys on this table that we looked at. Not with interest to pick up, but like the little tractor, the little tin train, they were pretty cool. Then I actually go over. There was a like a die-cast car. It was a Mako Stingray, I believe, right here, the bottom one. That caught my eye. It was in the package, but when I pick it up here, there was something inside the package rattling around. So I believe it was actually broken inside the package, but I did not want to mess with it when I hear plastic rattling around there. So I gently sent them back and moved along. She comes over. This was something. They were cool. I probably should have bought them just for our collection. Um, but it was a bunch of little die-cast toys, like Matchbox type toys. They had some Zambonis in there that were pretty cool. Probably worth about $5 to $10 each, maybe. He was only asking $10 for the whole case of cars. I should have went ahead and picked it up. Again, this was another situation I probably should have just went ahead and purchased the item. But I was thinking early in the day and did not want to load up too much right away because I knew we had a long weekend. I'm going to say that so many times. I know I'm repeating myself, but it was the mindset. And I'll say I'm glad we went now because it was challenging for this being our first one to have that in the back of your mind. Hey, there's a lot of sales going on and we have limited space. So all right, this was the third sale we went to that I recorded anyway. This gentleman and his wife were very nice. Um, this was not one on Route 29. We did have to drive a bit to get to it. You see here, got some clothes, some polo shirts. These I end up picking up. They were new with tags, a pair of Nike and a pair of Adidas. I did think that they were shorts. I wish they were shorts, but they were pants. But anyway, they should still do okay. But I looked here, the polo shirts. The polos I probably should have bought. I think he was asking $3. Might have been able to get anywhere from 10 to 15-ish on those. But I passed on them. There was some sweatshirts, some jeans sitting there on the table. So I look at clothes just because although they're not the fastest sellers, they usually have good margins on them. If you're buying at the right price, turning $1 into 15 is always nice. So I do always look to see if there's anything that catches my eye. Um, just looking through there was a bunch of swim trunks and stuff. You can see it there in the background. I do spot something. I'm gonna venture my way over to it. Let's see here. I'm looking back at the table again, debating on the clothes. When I stand there and look at something for a good bit, it's my mind wondering what I should do. But here we go. I turn around and I do spot this item over here. I didn't look through the Life magazines again. It was a packing situation. These boots, I couldn't tell if they were what the brand was. I didn't see any kind of brand name in them. They were also pretty stiff on the leather, so put those down. Nice boots though. But then I spot this. Well, I thought I went over to it. There we go. I spot the golf club, and it is a Bang-O-Matic. It looks like potential of maybe 40, 50 bucks on this club. And this was the start of the theme, basically, of the weekend, me finding golf clubs and picking them up. He said $5 on this, so not too bad. Take it out. You can see it's got a little bit of wear to it, but nothing major. It had been used and loved, but not torn up, so to speak. So he was actually walking back up the driveway here in a second, and that's, I'll ask him how much he wants on it. But she finds a cool little buffalo nickel, looks like an ashtray kind of thing. Here he is walking up. I decided, looked it up, seen what the comps were. Yeah, he tells me $5. I take it back out, look at it one last time, make sure it's the one that I was looking up, and decided I want that. He tells me it'll definitely hit a ball, but he wasn't hitting them straight. That's why I was looking at the wear on it. And it's funny, he says everything is negotiable on the prices. I should have left the audio clip in because she has the little buffalo nickel thing. I get this club. He tells me $5 on the club, and then I go back over to what I thought was again shorts, but they were pants. And I ask him how much on those, and he starts giving me prices on the different clothing, and he tells me 15 on the pants. So I figured $7.50 a piece, not too terrible, especially new with tags. But then she asks, she says $1 on the little buffalo nickel thing. And so I say, will you do 20? And he hesitates, like he didn't want to do 20, and it was only $1 difference. So he was saying everything was negotiable, but then kind of hesitated on $1. So I thought that was kind of funny. He was like, yeah, we came to sell and everything's negotiable. But when I said, could you do 20 on a $21 pricing, it was kind of like he didn't want to. So that was just kind of funny. But he was a really nice nice gentleman, and had some nice stuff there. I'm hoping that him and his wife made some more sales. It was early in the day on Thursday, so I can completely understand if he didn't want to negotiate too much that early on. But this is one of the few sales that I have looked over. I need to go through the rest of them as I'm doing these videos. But this one we actually did record to where we paid. So you can see here, she carried the money over the weekend. That way I didn't have a big clump in my pocket. She had that nice little purse with her that carried the money. It was really easy to go through and get it out. So she hands him the 20. We seal the deal. Um, I would say the club, let's say 40 on that, maybe $20 a piece on the pants. So about $80 in the golf stuff. So, and then the little buffalo nickel thing, yeah, it might be $10 or so. I'm not sure, but at least 80 should be at least 80 into $20 or 20 into at least $80 from that sale. So not too bad.